This isn't France, Switzerland, Japan, or an Italian vineyard. This isn't Azerbaijan or Argentina. Welcome to Georgia, the country, not the state in the USA. A small country located between Europe and Asia that has the best of both worlds. I took the cheapest flight out of Poland to a country I didn't know much about. No planning, no expectations, and it became my favorite country in my last year of full-time travel. Let me show you why you should visit Georgia too.
Good morning. I haven't done shit in days, but we're off to a canyon, road, river, caves. Not entirely sure, but I'm excited. Let's see how it goes. I'm on my own, of course.
I'm a digital nomad and craved some company. I booked a day trip that started with visiting Prometheus Caves. They were only discovered in 1984, and it's estimated that they're up to 17 million years old. If you've never been to an underground cave before, I highly recommend these. I've personally been to bigger ones, but my favorite part by far was taking a boat across the underground river. This is not ideal if you're claustrophobic, but this part was worth it. After the cave visit, it was time for lunch at a local restaurant. Most of it has local dishes, including the famous Khinkali, dumplings filled with meat and soup. I'll be showing you how to eat these properly later. Our last stop of the day was Martvili Canyon. This day trip was so enjoyable. I got to talk and I hung out with strangers from the group. I'm alone, but rarely lonely. Yes, this is one of the most visited places in Georgia. It's commercial, it's touristy, but I've only ever seen a place like this in Japan. This was actually the favorite bathing spot of a royal family back in the 1800s.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
After the hike, we walked around the trails in the area. If you have your own car, there's swimming holes similar to the ones in the canyon. So beautiful.
Wasn't entirely sure because I've been to Kakheti Caves. If you haven't, feel free to come. But this is worth it. This is totally and completely worth it. This place is absolutely magic. Highly recommended.
Oh my god, I've been at this guest house for 10 days already and just chilling. And I barely spoken to the woman because she doesn't speak English. I don't speak Georgian, and a little bit of communication, sign language, whatever. And then finally we got to speak today because she was like, Polska, which is Poland, and I was like, yes. And then she started speaking to me in Russian and asking me if I would understand Russian if I speak Polish, and I'm like, yeah, we can communicate. And so we finally started talking, which was great. Because I've been here 10 days, and we could have tried, yeah, but I guess I needed me time. I guess I haven't really tried, but finally I got to speak to her, which was really nice. I'm at this guest house, and I've been here. People come and go, but they only stay like a day max. There's low-cost flights coming in here every day, and I think people stay a night or two, and then they just keep going. I needed some rest, so I ended up staying in this city that not a lot of people that know this region have heard of, Kutaisi, so that's that.
Oh, she was so sweet. No, we just figured out we could talk to each other the day I'm leaving, and she was like, in Russian, of course, thank you for choosing my home and for staying here so many days. I was like, of course, so nice. Anyway, I'm off to figure out where the train station is, and I'm off to my next destination.
There are two train stations in Kutaisi. If you want to go to Tbilisi, you got to make sure that you go to the one all the way down south. It is a little old, no signs, no nothing. I was a bit confused. I had to ask people, but I eventually made it to the right train.
A rookie mistake. It's not a rookie mistake. I didn't want to buy the SIM card, but I didn't check and see how much both the local car sharing ride is here. I meant from the train station to my hostel, which means I could potentially get ripped off. Let's see how this goes.
I made it, didn't get ripped off. I think I only paid like $7, and I'd seen a few pictures, but seriously, Tbilisi is so beautiful. Like, I cannot wait to explore this place.
hour and a half, we are here. We're gonna be doing some wine tasting. We're gonna be making bread. I'm traveling alone, by the way. Don't forget that you can be traveling alone and then just book tours during the day. You can book day trips, and it was a lot of fun because there's like a group and we're all introducing each other and getting to know each other on the bus. It was fun, and they're like people from all over the world, from like Latvia, Spain, Pakistan, Syria. Like it's a very diverse group, and that's what I love about traveling on my own. I just get a chance to meet a lot more people than I would compared to if I were, you know, with someone else.
I think she's been doing this for a long time.
Do I throw it in with one?
Yeah, just one hand and slide it to the. Okay, he'll do that.
It's like a giving bird.
Chacha is this is the single distillation. That's why it's 45 to 47% alcohol. And because we Georgians, we're not the wine sipping nation like with one glass of wine all day long. We're the wine gulping like that. God damn it. So that's why 2 shots of Chacha half an hour before you get to the Georgian drinking party. That gives the signal to your liver that this idiot is gonna dump a lot of alcohol and you get ready for that. You know? It's a good company and a beautiful day. Come on, go. Yep. Yeah, I like that. Bottoms up, man. 1 drop left, you will get punished and drink the full.
So this is all part of the Caucasus. We're talking about 3 countries here. These 3 countries together are smaller than the whole territory of the UK. However, they speak 16 distinct different languages. This is the birthplace of wine. And then last but not least, 3 breakaway states, 3 countries, like I said before, 2 of which are predominantly Christian, 1 is Muslim. This is the Caucasus.
I could be somewhere in Italy, but I'm not. This is not about comparing countries. It's simply to show you that if you look beyond the typical destinations, you'll be pleasantly surprised. In the distance, the border with Russia, and also borders with territories like Chechnya and Dagestan. From a geopolitical perspective, Georgia is fascinating. Don't be fooled by it though. It's extremely safe out here. This is, after all, one of the most ancient countries in the world. They're used to dealing with their neighbors.
Actual grape juice. It's not even too sweet. I don't remember the last time I had real grape juice. It makes me wonder if I've ever even had real grape juice. This is absolutely incredible. Oh, it's so good.
Growing up in West Georgia. So it's a rare type of grape. We have little, and this wine is not exporting. And the most interesting thing about this wine is that we are making this white wine from red grapes. So we push grape from skin and making wine without skin. With this grape, we're also making wine rosé, and when we are making rosé, making with skin and became different color, like naturally pink.
You'll never guess what Georgia has, and I didn't know about this until I arrived in the country. It's not much of a hike there, but the best part is knowing that we were the only group. I booked another day trip to check this place out.
So you need a car that can go off-roading to be able to reach the specific spot. some companies only make it to like the other side.
My help?
Can see it even more clearly
Me?
now.
Oh, okay.
Turns out that you don't need to go to Peru to find these. They're here in Georgia too. The colors are due to minerals. They're brighter when the sun is out, but you can still appreciate the different colors. Even the US and China have colored mountains or hills. These are super easy to hike and there are no crowds whatsoever. For the views if you take the tour that has off-roading vehicles available, and these are the views with the cheaper tour. Still beautiful, but in no way does it compare to actually walking on the Rainbow Mountain. It all depends on your budget and level of fitness, but I have to say that the off-roading hike was fairly easy. I'd give it a 1 out of 5 in terms of difficulty.
So as usual, this is one of the reasons why I always highly recommend you take a shawl or a scarf with you, especially if you're a woman. Because in a lot of places you have to cover up. And no, this doesn't just go for Muslim countries, it can also go for Christian and Catholic countries. So this can happen in Italy. So I actually forgot mine, but we were given some. And funnily enough, we also have to wear scarves. Sorry, not scarves. Skirts. Didn't have any, but they provided some.
David Gareja is a complex of 14 impressive monasteries that's carved into rocks. It was one of the most important and spiritual centers in Georgia. The complex was first founded in the 6th century. This was thanks to a Syrian monk that founded several monasteries in the region there. It was destroyed by the Mongols at the end of the 13th century, but it wasn't until 1690 that it was rebuilt. Most of the complex now has the status of cultural monument of national importance. We were pretty hungry after all that hiking and walking, and we were taken to a really good restaurant called Oasis Club. It seems to be the only one in the area, but it's definitely worth a visit. It has a combination of European food together with Georgian food, and surprise, surprise, it was actually owned by a Polish family. I had the bean stew together with a lemon pie. Another day, another site to explore. This time, I'm going to explore my base, the amazing capital of Georgia, Tbilisi. East and West mixed into one, in a city I loved working from remotely. This is the smallest clock in the world. It's that tiny hall, and it's located in the Leaning Tower of Tbilisi, a site that's also used for a puppet show. It's a strange thing to find a crooked clock tower in a city, but worth a visit. This was through a free walking tour, but you can also look online for tours. Tbilisi is also known for its natural hot springs. These are located right in the city. Some are nude, some are not. Some are only for women. There are plenty of options to choose from. This is something I'll have to do next time. Georgia's by far one of the most open countries I've ever been to. And by this, I mean that I hung out with Syrians, Pakistanis, South Africans, and even people from St. Martin during my time here, as well as locals, of course. It's also becoming a popular destination for digital nomads. Open politics that welcome tourists from around the world are what make a difference. And this is what tourism should be like, not exclusive to people with strong passports. More than 100 countries can visit visa-free or visa on arrival. It's also easy for foreigners to buy and invest. It was such a pleasure to be in a country where people are actually welcome and where the country and the government understand that tourism is not just meant for people who come from wealthy nations.
Labels, you know, like there's one of those places where people want to give it labels, and what's the point? It's just, it's unique. It's Georgia. There's nothing out there like it.
On my last day, a new friend took me in his car to an unpronounceable city, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. People also refer to it as Little Jerusalem because of its cultural and religious significance. This is easily done in a half-day tour, and it was here that I had the best Khinkali I tried on the whole trip.
Despite what people might believe, you genuinely do not have to be religious to appreciate any of this. The history that goes behind it, the settings, like, I think one of the things that both Georgia and Armenia are known for are having incredible monasteries and religious sites on top of mountains overlooking valleys and all of the surrounding areas. It's absolutely incredible, and I highly recommend you come check it out. Again, even if you're not religious. That's my last day, and I figured I'd have some more Khinkali, which are the local dumplings. Let's see, I think it might be. It's hot, I think. It's really hot. I'm gonna need to take a break. Give me a few minutes. So these are local dumplings, and the original ones only have meat. Whatever else you see, cheese, mushrooms, potatoes, they're not the legit thing. This is the legit thing. It can be beef, it can be pork, or it can be a mix of both. What you do, you hold them, you bite them from the top, and they're filled with meat and broth. You gotta drink the broth. Basically like drinking soup out of a dumpling. And then you eat the rest, and legend goes, or not, that if you don't spill any, you're a good kisser apparently. Not meaning to brag, but my plate is plain, all jokes aside. It's the bigger they are, the more difficult they are. But yeah, it's a good experience. So yeah, Khinkali.
What a trip. I came on my own knowing absolutely no one. I not only leave with friends from all over the world, but even a local friend that offered to take me to the train station. As a full-time traveler, getting dropped off at an airport, bus, or train station is possibly one of the most heartwarming experiences. This is my Georgian friend, Soso.
This is Soso, one of the amazing Georgians that's been taking care of me during my trip here in the country. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? What do you do?
So I'm Soso. We do tours in Georgia, in Armenia. We have a bit different concepts. So we have like a fun and historical tours together.
Why should people come to Georgia? Why do you think people should come to Georgia?
You know, for example, me, when I'm choosing country, I choose country for because of people first. So because the nature is everywhere, there are a lot of countries where you can go and see amazing nature, see mountain. But in Georgia, people are very hospitality, very friendly. Also, there are a lot of things: food, people, nature, ski resort, sea, everything in one small country. So caves, canyons, waterfalls. I guess Georgia is one of the best country in the world. Why not? Why not? And it's absolutely safe, 100% safe. So yeah, I guess you already feel. Okay.
As a solo female traveler, it's definitely been safe. Thank you so much for having me. I hope people will feel excited to come visit, and we'll see you very soon, hopefully.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello. This is it. Officially leaving Georgia. I'm feeling super heartbroken because I would love to stay longer, but I can't. Gotta keep going. And I'm off to take the overnight train